Ba la la. Hello, everybody. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom to all of you. And Shabbat shalom to me. I am going to get a few things adjusted, and then on we will go. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת. Bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, bam, bim, 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 bam, bim, 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Eli, שלא יגמר לעולם הכל והים בישול של המים ירח השמיים תפילת האדם הכל והים בישול של המים ירח השמיים תפילת האדם. Lord God, I pray that these things never end. The rush of the water, the flash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the flash of the heaven, the prayer of the heart. I want to welcome you all to Rick Concoff's Shabbat, and if you have any comments you want to make, you're welcome to. Just even to let me know that you're here would be nice, but I'm going to assume you're here, and I'm going to wish you all Shabbat Shalom. Baruch la ya la 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Yalai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Yalai la la la, yalai la 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 la, yalai la 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 la, yalai la la la, yalai la la la, yalai la 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 la, yalai la la la. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la. Mayim Rabim Adirim Mishpeyam Pamir Mamaro Adonai Yalalai lai 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 Yalalai lai 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 Yalalai lai 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 Yalalai lai lai Yalalai lai 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 Yalalai lai 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 Yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, yalla la yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, yalla la la. So, for me, this Shabbat featured a reflection. When I say this Shabbat, I mean coming up to this Shabbat, featured a reflection. I'm going to turn off a little fan here so that you guys don't have to listen to the noise, or maybe I'm not. I guess I'm not. Here we go. Whoop. No, that's bigger. Hang on, folks. This is one of those candid Ricky moments. Oh, here we go. Oh, better without the sound. Survivor's guilt. I was able to go out into the world this week and to enjoy some activities that I haven't enjoyed in quite a while, being safe and being prudent. And I had the feeling of sadness for the millions who didn't survive the pandemic, but for our luck in still being here and their misfortune for having lost that battle. So I want to take a special moment tonight and just think about people who have experienced losses and who have experienced illness in this pandemic. I don't know what to say. When we have survivor's guilt, it's almost like, but for the grace of God, it would be one of us. And we're all survivors. We're all doing our best to survive through all this. But if you're missing someone, or if you lost someone, or you're experiencing the illness yourself, then we send out a refuah shlema, a complete healing, a wish and a prayer for a complete healing. So my theme tonight was, how have you changed in the past year? Because one thing we know is that one of the best creators of change is discomfort. And we've all experienced discomfort of some kind. And how has that changed us? I'm thinking and reflecting about how it's changed me. So for one, I've been doing Shabbat every week, leading a Shabbat, Kaballat Shabbat on Facebook Live, regardless of who's here or how many are here or are not. I have been writing songs. I've been spending time in my home, thinking about the world, caring about the world, and trying to make sense of this journey that we call life. I think I've changed in my appreciation of the moment. I think I've changed in my care for the people around me. I think I've changed for what I consider to be a big deal. Probably a year and a half or 2 years ago, if a pebble had hit the windshield of my brand new car, I would have been really upset. I guess it flew off of some truck somewhere. And it did that, and I had to replace it. It cost me some bucks for the deductible, and I was like, blessed are those things which are small and insignificant that annoy us, and that we just hope and pray to keep the big things away. So how have you changed? How have you changed? Think about it a little bit. We'll talk about it a little bit more. Everyone knows this year, this is my favorite Shabbat song. Yadi nefesh avarachaman, avarachaman meshochav becha el retzonecha, el retzonecha. Yadi nefesh avarachaman, avarachaman meshochav becha el retzonecha, el retzonecha. Yarut emo ayal yishtachave el mul hadarecha. Yadi nefesh avarachaman, avarachaman meshochav becha el retzonecha, el retzonecha. Yarut avdecha eno ayal yishtachave el mul hadarecha. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la la. Isn't it great to slow down, to stop? I wrote today a little bit about being on the carousel and the merry-go-round of life all week long. and how we do for others, and so many of us don't do for ourselves. And how if we forget to do for ourselves, we suffer and those around us suffer. So don't forget to look after yourself, and don't forget to look after your heart. How have I changed? I've managed fear. I've created a deeper relationship with fear. I would say I've had a deeper relationship with God. And again, I reiterate God as a verb, God as something that you do, God as a motion or a gesture of caring. And that's happening every day. Ufro salenu sukat shlomecha ufro salenu So about change, have you ever had someone come up to you and say, wow, you've really changed. You're not yourself. You've changed. What's happened to you? And a lot of times that is a reaction to indeed you having had changed. And the response doesn't need to be defensive. The response can be, yes, I have changed. And I will continue changing, because if I don't change, I don't grow. And if I don't grow, I fall back. And if I fall back, who am I and what is my role in the world? Yai da dee dee die, da dee dee die, die 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 die, yai da dee dee die, da dee dee die. Oi yai da dee dee die, da dee dee die, die 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 die, yai da dee dee die, da dee dee die. Yai die 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 die, yai die 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 die, yai da dee dee die, da dee dee die. Yai die 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 die, yai die 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 die, yai diddy die, diddy die. Yai diddy die, diddy die 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 die, yai diddy die, diddy die. Oh yai diddy die, diddy die 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 die, yai diddy die, diddy die. So I think I found it somewhere in rabbinic writings that we have two inalienable rights as human beings. One is the right to be still. No one can stop you from being still. Now, they may force you to be still or try to tie you up or duct tape you, but you cannot be made to be still ever as long as you're alive. And the other one is the right to move and the right to change. No one can ultimately stop you from moving and changing who you are and becoming something new. So change is about a new story. So we talked about in what ways we have changed, in what ways do we want to or desire to change? What kinds of things would we like to change? I'd like I don't know that I'd like to change what I eat, but I'd like to change how much I eat. That'd be a good thing to change. I don't think, I think I want to change the order of things I do in the day, do my movement, do my walking first. I think I want to change and get more active in my political views. I think I want to worry less. I think I want to reach out to people more in kindness and just for the sake of reaching out to the people I love and care about. I want to keep working on my voice, my singing voice, my talking voice. I want to listen more and talk less. So it sounds a little bit like Yom Kippur, but every day can be Yom Kippur. Tshuva is about returning to yourself. So there's a lot of ways that we can return to ourselves, having now been in this pandemic mode and probably made a lot of excuses, no doubt, about why we're not showing up. Some of them are very real, and some of them probably need to grow and expand and change. Number one, we have to keep ourselves safe, but there'll be some courage needed in stepping out, reaching out, hugging and holding hands and embracing are things that we all miss. So I'm welcoming you to Kaballat Shabbat with Rick Concoff, which has been such ever since the pandemic started, which I'm happy about, and it's been a good discipline for me because you know what? We need ritual. Ritual is so important. Without ritual, we have chaos. And meaningful ritual is healthy and healing and even therapeutic. When we don't have ritual, we have the darker side of ritual, which is compulsion and obsession. And I think that in our society, we see a lot of this. And that brings me to, if you're going to worry, you might as well pray, which is one of my mantras. To have faith. It's so, I don't want to say out of fashion, but it's so not the practice in this day to have faith. And really, when you're down, what is there but faith that can move you back up again? Silence is good. I like to leave a lot of silence in between to allow people to have their feelings and have their thoughts. Join me in the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Ay la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Lie, die, 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 lie, die, 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 lie, die, 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 lie, die, die, die. Say shalom bimroma, Ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al Yisrael, Imru, say shalom bimroma, Ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al Yisrael, Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleichem, Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleichem, Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleichem, Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. So, in terms of changing and how we change, where do we go from here? And that's a really, really important question. Hopefully to a better place. Hopefully to a place of renewal. Hopefully to a place of renewed zeal, initiative, and intention, kavanah, to mean what we say, to think of what we say first and to really mean it, and to live it. So Shabbat has become, for me, a marker. Shabbat is a marker where we go from one thing to another. In a way, it's like a tiny, does Friday sometimes feel like a tiny graduation? It's kind of like we graduated from the week. Like we graduated from the week. Now we move on to a period of rest, and then there's a new week. So why shouldn't we have a period of slowing down, a period of rest, a time to stop? We really make it a priority, then we do have time for it. And time, our most precious commodity, is so valuable, and we're so possessive of it, so covetous of it, so reluctant to give time. So let Shabbat be an inspiration for giving, for sharing, for loving, and for making the world a better place. me, my friend. Together we will walk in the path of Hashem. Hey, oh, oh, hey, hey, oh, oh, hey. So just another Shabbat thought, another drosh. We often, when asked about our religion or about our practice, about our Judaism, we often say things like, I'm Jewish, but I'm not religious. Or I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. And I want to just take that apart for a second and realize that spirituality and religion are different, and they're also the same. Religion is in a way the organized thought process, which you can participate in with a group to find a pathway to divinity, to God, to holiness, however you want to understand that. I'm not even going to say define, but to understand that. Spirituality is often a very personal experience. So religion has a connotation of out with a group and in a building and with leadership and organization. And spirituality seems like, something that you do sitting on a rock or out in the forest or next to a river or a lake or in a walk on the ocean. Spirituality. But in reality, they are merged together. Spirituality connotes meditation, and religion connotes prayer. And there's a big overlap between prayer and meditation. I think one of the cool things about that is that meditation is very inward, and it goes in and then it goes deeper. So meditation, we go in and we go deeper. It's really nice. In prayer, we go in and then we go out. So in prayer, we take it in, we breathe it in and exhale it out into the world. So I think for me, this is just a feeling, I know how religion is defined, and that is it's around unanswerable questions. And spirituality is about maybe unanswered mystical impulses. But generally, in more modern liberal society, spirituality gets a better name than religion. But they're both intertwined, like a Havdalah candle. So maybe what you're saying when you say I'm Jewish but I'm not religious is you're really saying I'm Jewish but I'm not observant. And observance has to do with not with spirituality so much, but with ritual and with practice, as in practicing your thoughts, your values. And so anyway, give some thought to the difference between spirituality and religion. So it's an interesting difference. And in a way, who cares what they call it? I just know that life isn't just the physical. I know that when I say I don't mean my body. I know when I say you, I don't mean your body. So what are we talking about? It's this formless, invisible thing that lives in us and around us and about us that are all these pieces of God. So I like to encourage you not to be afraid or hesitant to use the word God, because it is not meant to be defined, which leaves it to the individual to intuit the presence of something other than the physical. For one thing, for sure, all we really have is the moment. And the moment comes and it's gone before you have a chance to really be in it. Today, all the blossoms will cling to the vine. I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away, ere I forget all the joys that are mine today. I'll be a dandy and I'll be a rover. You'll know who I am by the songs that I sing. I'll feast at your table, I'll sleep in your clover. Who cares what tomorrow may bring? Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. Million tomorrows shall all pass away, ere I forget all the joys that are mine today. I can't be contented with yesterday's glories. I can't live on promises, winter through spring. Today is my moment, and now is my story. I'll laugh and I'll cry and I'll sing. Today, when the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine. A million tomorrows shall all pass away, ere I forget all the joys that are mine today. Shabbat is a reminder that a week has passed, and on Havdalah we sort of lament the transition and we move on to the new week. So there is always a new week. I love Friday. I love Wednesday. Every day has its own character. And if we went through the week, through the American week, Sunday, or let's say Monday, is creation. And Tuesday is intention and initiation. Wednesday is the middle of the hump. Thursday is anticipation. And Friday is kind of a completion. And that's why Shabbat makes so much sense. And that's why it's good to pause and contemplate and love and sing and dance. I want to say hello to my dear friend Phyllis, who I will soon get to see, Phyllis and Stu, who danced this week. I'm so happy about that. What a good feeling. We appreciate, that's a change. You probably appreciate it in a way that you probably didn't appreciate it quite as much before. Maybe you did, but wow, to be able to dance, mask or no mask. I love this part. Through the vine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ava u'b'ratzon inchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit. Ki hu yom tehila lemikvayeh kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki von acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikor amin, be'shabbat kodeshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, inchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. In our home, we drink Kedem grape juice. We're not wine drinkers or alcohol consumers, which is kind of unusual for being in Sonoma County in wine country. Yet, isn't it interesting? I get the same Shabbat lift off of grape juice. It is also the fruit of the vine. Maybe it's the sugar. I don't know. But I like to think that all the substances that I need for elation, for ecstasy, for happiness, for joy, for comfort, for being uninhibited, all of those things that are created as hallucinations in our society are there within me to activate. And there are things that I can do to activate those great chemicals and manifest them in a high that is completely organic and completely natural. So that's what I'd like to teach my students, and that's like what I'd like to share with my friends. And there's no judgment there for anybody else. It's just how I do it, and I feel good about it. So somebody said Shabbat Shalom, so Shabbat Shalom to whoever said Shabbat Shalom, and I'm not sure who else is here because the names aren't coming in. I hope you like my brick wall. It's just a new look for tonight. Please remember, every Monday night at 6 o'clock, I have performers come on, mostly younger performers, but all kinds of performers, in an intergenerational atmosphere of music and joy at 6 o'clock on Monday nights. Hope you will join us this week. You can look at the coffee house, Rick Concoff's coffee house, to see who's going to be there. I'm so grateful that we have this venue for sharing on Shabbat, that I can share with people I don't really know, which means who knows what good comes from it. But that's not important. What's important is that we're spreading the word of Shabbat, and I'd like to share the whole concept of Shabbat with everybody in the world, not just Jewish people. The whole world is waiting to sing a song of Shabbos. The whole world is waiting to sing a song of Shabbos. Yai-di-di-di-di-di-di. Die-die-die-die-die-die-die. Die-die-die-die-die-die-die. The whole world is waiting to sing a song of Shabbos. The whole world is waiting to sing a song of Shabbos, and to sing a song of Shabbos. Thank you, Shlomo Carlbach, for that melody and those words. Is to love, to forgive, to grow, and most important, to be. So Shabbat Shalom, and we will see you next week or Monday night. Bim bam, bim 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 bam.